I'll just do a recap of what we did yesterday. We discussed that speed is equivalent to distance by time. Speed is inversely proportional to time. Speed is inversely proportional to time. We discussed problems based on late and early. We discussed problems based on late and late. We discussed problems based on early and early. We discussed problems based on when the time periods are given. When the time periods are given. Then we discussed problems based on how to calculate the speed when the time periods are given. Then we discussed that if A is inversely proportional to B, if A values are in arithmetic progression, B values are in harmonic progression. If A is in harmonic progression, B will be in arithmetic progression. Speed is inversely proportional to time. So, speed is, if the speed is in AP, time will be in HP. Or, if the speed is in HP, time will be in AP. Time will be in EP. Then we also discussed how to use alligations concept in time, speed and distance. Alligation concept in time, speed and distance. But before that, we used LCM, 5 important key points, so that we will get the LCM of the given values. This is what we discussed in session number 1. Session number 1, all these concepts we discussed. Right? All these concepts we discussed. Session number 1. Late, early, late, late, early, early, time period, speed. These are the concepts which we discussed. Now in session number 2. Time, speed and distance. Session number 2. What is that we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss problems based on average speed. Problems based on average speed. Then we will also discuss problems based on mixtures, how to use it in average speed. Then we will discuss problems based on trains. Then we will also discuss few more concepts based on boats and streams. We will discuss problems based on boats and streams. Yesterday we discussed if the speed is in AP, time period will be in HP, right? And when the speed values are not given, how to find out we have seen. Now we will do some more variations based upon these concepts. Then we will also do some more concepts based on compound ratios, which we are going to use it in time, speed and distance. This is what we are going to achieve it in the next 120 minutes of our productive time. Please make a note of it. These are the concepts which we are going to discuss. Right? Average speed, mixtures, trains, boats and streams, and some more advanced level of these concepts and compound ratios. This will be relatively new to you. This will be relatively new to you. This also will be relatively new to you. This will also be relatively new to you. Most of the problem, 90% of the concepts will be absolutely new to you. So I will go step by step, basic level, then intermediate level, then advanced level. Basic, intermediate and then advanced level. I hope you are all ready for the class. Now we will start with one small concept. Problems based on compound ratio. Please write down. Problems based on compound ratio. 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 Please write down. Right? Since most of the concepts you will not get it in any of the regular textbooks, we will go slowly. We will understand the concept. We will assimilate the concept. Then we will solve the questions without using pen. Type number 1. Please write down. Compound ratio. Type 1. I will tell you why am I discussing at the beginning. A is to B equivalent to 2 is to 3. B is to C equivalent to 5 is to 7. I want A is to B is to C. I want A is to B is to C. Now see here, A is to B value is given 2 is to 3, B is to C is 5 is to 7. In the ratio, I require first A, first variable. To get the first variable, multiply all the first variables. 2 5s are 10. What is the last variable? C. Right, to get the last variable, multiply all the last variables. 3 7s are 21. Next it is B. Compare with A is to B. A originally it is 2. Now it became 10. 2 5s are 10. 3 7s are 3 5s are 15. I hope the idea it is clear. Again I am repeating it. These concepts are extremely important, sir. A is to B is to C. In A is to B is to C, the first value is A. To get the first value, multiply all the first values. 2 5s are 10. Last variable is C. To get the last variable, multiply all the last variable. 3 7s are 21. Next it is A is to B. Originally the value of A is 2. Now it is 10. 2 5s are 10. 3 5s are 15. Answer is 10 is to 15 is to 21. Second question. A is to B. It is 5 is to 7. B is to C. It is 2 is to 3. C is to D. It is 1 is to 4. I want the compound ratio. Compound ratio contains all the variables which are present in the question. A is to B, 5 is to 7. B is to C, 2 is to 3. C is to D, 1 is to 4. I want A. First variable is nothing but multiply all the first variables. 5 2s are 10, 10 1s are 10. First variable means multiply all the first. Last variable, it is nothing but multiply all the last. 7 3s are 21, 21 4s are 84. Last variable is multiply all the last. Then compare with the original ratio. A we got, B we need. A originally it is 5, now it is 10. 5 2s are 10, 7 2s are 14. I hope the idea is clear. Next it is B is to C. B originally it is 2, but I got 14. 2 7s are 14. 3 7s are 21. Answer for this question is 10 is to 14 is to 21 is to 84. 10 is to 14 is to 21 is to 84. Third question. A is to B. It is 5 is to 9. A is to B. It is 5 is to 9. C is to B. It is 3 is to 2. 3 is to 2. I want A is to B is to C. I want A is to B is to C. It is C is to B. It should be in the same order. B is to C is 2 is to 3. A value 5 2s are 10. C value 9 3s are 27. 5 2s are 10. 9 2s are 18. Answer is 10 is to 18 is to 27. 10 is to 18 is to 27. Ending ratio should be the beginning of these, right? These the numerator, these the denominator. They both should match. They both should match. So I made it in an order. B is to C is 2 is to 3. I hope the idea it is clear. Again I am repeating. First variable is multiply all the first. Last variable is multiply all the last. 2 5s are 10. 3 5s are 15. First variable is multiply all the first. Last variable is multiply all the last. Then compare it. 5 2s are 10, 7 2s are 14. Right? Either you can come from left to right or you can come from right to left. C is to D. Last is 84. 4 became 84. 21 times. 1 becomes 21 times. Again B is to C. 3 7s are 21. 2 7s are 14. 7 2s are 14. 5 2s are 10. 5 2s are 10. I hope the idea is clear. All are shortcuts in our class. A is to B and B is to C. Right? Type 1. Type 1. What is this type 1? Why are we doing type 2? A is directly proportional to B. A is nothing but K into B. A by B is nothing but K. A by B is nothing but K. A and B are directly proportional. If one becomes double, another also becomes double. It is directly proportional. In directly proportional, A by B is nothing but ratio. Ratio is constant. If two parameters are directly proportional, if two parameters are directly proportional, if directly proportional, what is constant? Ratio is constant. What I did? A is to B equivalent to 2 is to 3. This is nothing but A by B equivalent to 2 by 3. A by B equivalent to 2 by 3. What is A by B? A by B is nothing but ratio. 2 by 3 is a numerical value. It is constant. Ratio is constant. That means type number 1 is used in all the problems when there is direct proportion. Type number 1 is used when the values are directly proportional to each other. Type number 1 is used when the parameters are directly proportional to each other. I hope directly proportional to each other. In directly proportional, what is constant? Ratio is constant. If work is more, number of days to complete the work will also increase if the people are constant. If the work is more, number of days will also increase. I hope it is clear. Right. If the work is more, I need more number of people if the days are constant. Any parameters, if they are directly proportional to each other, what is constant? Ratio is constant. Ratio is constant. So type number 1 is used in all the problems where the parameters are directly proportional to each other. Directly proportional to each other. Method type number 1. I hope it is clear. There is a small difference between most of the young teachers. Write A is to B is equivalent to A by B. It is right only value wise. It is value wise. Value, ratio and a fraction. Ratio and a fraction are definitely equal only from a value wise point of view. Definition wise there is a difference. Definition wise there is a difference. What is that definition wise difference? Now see here. Definition wise difference. A by B. A by B is nothing but fraction. A by B is fraction. Suppose there is a pizza. I divided this pizza into 4 quantities. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want one part. I want one part out of 4 parts from a pizza. This is nothing but a fraction. This is nothing but a fraction. Part cancel, the value will become 1 by 4. This is fraction. Ratio. Then what is ratio? There are 4 pizzas. I want one pizza out of 4 pizzas. I want one pizza out of 4 pizzas. This is nothing but 1 by 4. Within the 1 by 4. Fraction is within the value. Fraction is you take a quantity, divide it into parts, then you will get fraction. You take the same quantity, multiple numbers, then you will get the ratio. I hope definition wise you have understood the difference. Fraction means from one quantity you divide it into pieces. But in ratio, same quantity taken multiple numbers. From that take X quantity out of Y quantity. Pizza cancels, part cancels. The value remains the same. A is to B is definitely equivalent to A by B value wise. But definition wise there is a subtle difference. Fraction is within the value. Ratio is same quantity taken multiple number of times. Same quantity taken multiple number of times. I hope the idea of ratio and a fraction, it is clear to you. Type number 1 we discussed. Next one, where it is used. Please write down. Linear race. Linear race. How this concept is used in a linear race. In a 100-meter race. In a 100-meter race, A beats B by 20 meters. A beats B by 20 meters. B beats C by 25 meters. A beats C by dash. A beats C by dash meters. Linear race questions. Right? In a 100-meter race, A beats B by 20 meters. B beats C by. First there is a race. 100-meter race. In this 100-meter race, A beats B by 20 meters. A has reached the goal post. He is beating B by 20 meters. That means B is behind A by 20 meters. A beats B. I have beaten my friend by 2 marks. That means he is 2 marks less than my marks. Total race length is 100. A is 100. B is behind A by 20 meters. That means B might have traveled 80. B is nothing but 5:4. Similarly, in a 100-meter race, B beats C by 25 meters. C is behind B by 25 meters. That means B is to C is. If B runs the entire 100, C runs only 75. D is nothing but 4:3. 25 4s are 25 3s are. A is to B is to C. D is nothing but 5 4s are 20. 4 3s are 12. I only want A and C. Only check this one. That means if A runs 20 meters, A beats C by how many meters? 20 and 12. That means C is behind A by how many meters? 8 meters. But according to the question, the length of the race is 100. 25s are 100, 8 5s are 40. 25s are 100, 8 5s are 40. A beautiful application of a compound ratio concept in time, speed and distance subtopic, that is linear race. Again, listen carefully. In a 100-meter race, A beats B by 20 meters. If A runs the entire 100, B runs only 80 meters. It is 5:4. If B runs the entire 100, C runs only 75. 5:4:3. Here only it is same. So directly you can do 5:4:3. B value it is same. So if A runs 5 meters, C runs 3 meters. A is beating C by 2 meters. So if in a 5-meter race, A beats C by 2 meters. In a 100 meters, 220s are 40. Directly you will get the value. Compound ratio, when first 2 people are traveling, next 2 people are traveling, first and third, I need the relationship. I hope it is clear why you got 80. B is behind A by 20. That means this guy would have traveled 80. C is behind B by 25. C would have traveled 25 meters. Answer is 40 meters. Most important type, often repeated in your examination. Another variety where the length of the race changes. In a 100-meter race, A beats B by Praveen. A beats B by 20 meters. Speak to one person. Tell him that I am busy. A beats B by 20 meters. In a 200-meter race, B beats C by 30 meters. In a 300-meter race, A beats C by dash meters. A beats C by dash meters. Here the length of the race it is different. In a 100-meter race, A beats B by 20. If A runs the entire 100, B will run only 80. D is nothing but 5:4. Idea clear? Then the length of the race changes. In a 200-meter race, if B runs 200, C will run only 170 meters. Why? Because B is beating C by 30. D is 20 is to 17. Now I want the A is to B is to C. 5 20s are 100. It is 80. 4 17s are 68. 100 is to 80 is to 68. That means if A runs 100 meters, A beats C by 168. What is the difference? 32 meters. But according to the question, it is 300 meters. 100 threes are 300. 32 threes are 96 meters. Easily, you will keep getting the answer if your concept is extremely clear. You will keep getting the answer if the concept is clear to you. Hey Anil sir, here you did A beats B, B beats C. What if it is A beats B and A beats C? 100, 80 and 68. If he runs 100, he will run 68. A beats C by 32. 3 times, 96. Another question.